In this video, I'm gonna be explaining what is a synopsis, the importance of writing a synopsis, and how to write a synopsis, and giving you guys the examples. Hi, I am Michelle. I'm an author, I'm a script writer. I create content around writing, and if this is something that interests you, please make sure that you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads. So right now, let's dive right into this video. But first, let's understand what is a synopsis. Well, Google explains a synopsis as a brief summary that provides an overview of the storyline or main points of a composition, such as an article, essay, story, book, or other written work. So basically, a synopsis is all about telling us what your story is about. Like the idea of your story without delving much into it, mainly focusing on the setup, the main character, the goal, the problem, and problem solving, as well as resolution towards the end of the I'm going to explain them in details towards the end of this video, as I'll be showing you guys on how to write a synopsis and giving you the examples. So let's jump to the importance of writing a synopsis. As a writer, it is very important that before you can write your script or your whole book, it's important that you start with a synopsis so that it can be your guideline on how you gonna so that it can be your guideline on how your story is gonna unfold, being able to keep track of the main character's goal and not losing on the plot. So it is important as a writer to start with a synopsis. And sometimes if you want to submit your story to a certain producer to consider it for finding, then they will require you to sign a synopsis so that they can see if your story it is eligible for funding or not. So they will read your synopsis instead of your 100 pages. That's how the industry works. So they judge you through your synopsis. So it is very important as a writer to make sure that you write your synopsis very well and you stand out, because this is going to be your selling point. And even if maybe you're looking for a writing job, they will require you to send a synopsis. I know certain companies that require writers to submit their synopsis before they can consider them to write for them, so that they can judge you based on the synopsis, because they know that if you can write the synopsis well, then chances are you can write a script so well and according to their standards. So your synopsis is what is going to is what is going to stand out for you. So it is definitely a selling point. And even if maybe you have written a book and you want to sell it before people buy your book, they're gonna want to read your synopsis to see whether if it is good or not. So after reading your synopsis, they're gonna judge you to be like, no, I don't think I can read this and I don't want to buy this book. So they're going to judge your book based on the synopsis. So it is very important that your synopsis is very well written and it stand out. So now let's move on to how to write a synopsis. Before you can write a synopsis, you need to work on a story structure. What I mean about a story structure is the beginning, middle, and the end of your story. In the beginning is when you introduce the settings, the main characters, their problems, and everything. And then in the middle is when the characters are coming up with solutions to their problems, but then they are escalating to bigger problems and complications, and we move to the end where the main character finds a solution to their problem and the story ends. Everyone is happy or people are sad. So yeah, so let's go step by step. I'm going to focus on the setup, the goal, the inciting incident, the problem solving, and resolution, because these are the important facts when you write your synopsis. You need to know all these things. If you have these things, then you have a story. If you don't have this, then you probably don't have a story and you need to work on a story structure. So let's start with the setup. This is actually where you are setting up your story. This is where we want to see the setting of your story, the genre, who is the protagonist, who's the antagonist, what does your main character want, what is this likes or dislike, and then what is stopping him from achieving his goal. Like, this is where you are painting the whole picture about your story. Like, this is where we are tuned into the story, and we really want to understand what is really going on. You are introducing everything to us, so this is where we need to be glued in order to stay to the in order to watch the film. Let me just give you an example with a film. In order to watch a film until the end, this is where you want to capture us. You need to capture the audience right now, because if you don't, then we're gonna switch to another film. Okay, and if it's a book, then I'll probably just close the book and read something else. All right, so to understand all this setup, let me give you an example with a popular film that is on Netflix, which is Straw. The reason I chose this film is because it is very nice and it was popular. I think everyone knows it, and I really think you also know it. If you haven't watched it, please make sure that you watch it so that you can maybe come back to this video, because but then I'll make sure not to ruin it that much. Okay. Let's look at the setup of the movie Straw. In the setup, we see a woman named Jenia. She is a single mother. She stays with her beautiful daughter. We see that she is struggling because she is owing rent, she is owing school fees. Her daughter doesn't have pocket money. And her daughter lives on medication, and the medication is very expensive, which is something that she is struggling to which is also something that she is struggling to provide for her child. And she's working as a cashier. The money is not enough. She's living in a low class apartment, which she is even owing rent. So we see all these struggles. She is a struggling mother. So her goal is that so she is a struggling mother. So her goal is to make ends meet for her child, to pay rent, to pay her child's school fees. Like, it's just her goal is just to live. Is to live, to be able to provide for her child's need. So she is struggling. That's the setup that we see in the film. So moving on to the second thing, which is the goal. The goal for her is to make sure that she pays a rent, she pays for her child's school fees, and she be able to provide for her and the child. So how is she going to do that? She's going to do all these things after she get paid. So on we watch we watch a film, on that exact day is the day that she is going to get paid. So that's her goal. The goal is to go to work, get paid, and pay all these expenses. Are we still together? Okay, so we see she's a struggling mother. Her goal is to pay rent, pay her child's school fees, medication, and everything. How is she going to accomplish this goal? She's going to accomplish this goal by going to work, get paid, and pay all these expenses. So on when you watch a film on that exact day, on that exact day that we see all this struggle, is the same day that she's going to get paid. So this is the goal, clear and simple. So let's move to the inciting incident. The inciting incident of this film is when her employer refuses to give her the money. Well, this changes the whole thing. It changes the whole thing, because how is she going to pay the rent? How is she going to pay for the school fees? It literally changes everything. This is a problem for the main character. It becomes a problem of because she already have a problem. She was going to solve it, but then now a new problem arises. What is she going to do now? Because her employer refuses to give her the money. So if you watch this movie, you know exactly what happened. So I don't want to ruin it for people who haven't watched this film. But then this is where the problem begins, and then moving to problem solving is when the main character step out of their comfort zone to try solve the problem. If you watch the film, then you know what she did until the end. So at the end, does she get what she wanted or does she not? So with this feeling, no, let me not read it for others. But then it's up to you as a writer as to whether she gets what she wanted or not, because we as the viewers, we just watch what you wrote and what you have produced. So it is up to you as a writer to be creative around it. But then I'm sure that what I said, it just gives you a brief overview of how your synopsis should look like. But then when you but then when you put all this on your synopsis, you don't need to write everything. You just need to hang us, to so that you can want us to watch the film or read the book. So I can't give you the summary of the whole film because this is a big film that is on Netflix. So if you haven't watched it, please go and watch it. And if you have watched it, please go and watch it again for writers' reference, because we as writers, we learn from watching films, we learn from reading other people's stories. We learn every day and we don't stop learning. So we learn from other writers and we just keep on learning. So that sums up the today's video, and thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much, it really means a lot to me and I appreciate it. Please comment down below on the kind of video that you would like me to put on, and please comment of what you think about this video. Was it helpful, or should I, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, so please comment down below and like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, bye bye and see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.